So you done fell in love abroad. You took that flight or you took that cruise and you found you a nice little something, something, and now you want to bring him or her back with you to the States. All right, I see you. I know, I feel you. I did the same thing. So, yeah, today we're talking about a fiance or spouse visa and how can you bring your love back with you to the United States. All right. So before we get into it, let me introduce myself. What's up, beautiful people? My name is Audrey. I am your favorite bi-coastal lifestyle friend. And I emphasize on people who are considering Roatan as their second home because it's my second home. All right. So continue to share, like, and follow me for advice about bi-coastal living and making Roatan your second home. Now let's get right into the video. Okay, before you decide whether you get a fiance visa or a spouse visa, you need to look up the income requirements. The US citizen sponsoring their foreign spouse or fiance, there is a financial requirement to be able to bring that person. And here's on the screen, I have a screenshot of some of those requirements. Also, if you do not meet the income requirements, there is another option. It's called a joint sponsor option. So let's say, just throwing a number out there, the income requirements for your family size is $60,000 a year, but you only make $40,000 a year. You can get a joint sponsor who makes $20,000 or more a year to fulfill that $60,000 financial requirement. Okay, so now that you got that clear, let's move on to a fiance visa versus a spouse visa. So let's start off with a fiance visa. A fiance visa is also known as the K1 visa, and it's for people who are engaged and want to get married in the United States. The idea is your fiance comes to the US, you get married within 90 days, and then you start the legal process to adjust their status to a permanent resident. Okay? So, when you get the fiance visa, you must marry the person in the United States within 90 days. So, the spouse visa, called the CR1 or the IR1 visa, it depending on how long you've been married, it's for couples who are already legally married. So you already married this person abroad, right? So with this one, your spouse comes to the US as a green card holder. So if you're not married yet and you really want to have your wedding in the US, or you just can't get married abroad for whatever reason, then the fiance visa is your route. If you're already married or you're able to get married in your fiance's country, home country first, it's usually faster and cheaper in the long run to go for the spouse visa. The fiance visa, it takes about 8 to 14 months, but here's the thing. Once you get married, you still have to adjust the status of your spouse to get the green card. And that can take another 12 to 24 months. The fiance visa, it gets your partner to the US quicker in some cases, and it lets you plan your wedding in the United States if that's something that you want to do. But it is a two-step process. So that means extra fees, it means extra wait times, and work permit as well. What I mean by work permit is when your fiance comes to the United States through the with the fiance visa, he or she cannot work immediately. You have to get married first, and then they'll be able to work. Okay? The spouse visa, on the other hand, takes about 12 to 18 months, but your spouse, they get their green card immediately when they arrive in the US. So there's no extra steps after that. It takes a little longer up front, but it's a one-shot deal. It's a one and done deal. Your spouse can work immediately, and it usually costs less overall because you don't have to pay for adjustment of status. They already come to the US with their green card. So if getting married in the US is super important to you, or if marriage abroad isn't an option for whatever reason, then the fiance visa is the way to go. But if you're already married, you guys done already got married abroad, then the spouse visa is more efficient and budget friendly. If you're marrying someone who has children and you would like for their children to come as well, that's also another step. There's so much more to this. I am not a lawyer. So if you have a unique case, unique circumstances, I highly recommend that you speak with an immigration lawyer. You consult with them. If you are seriously considering moving to Roatan and you're looking to buy property or buy a home, but you don't know where to start, let me help you. My real estate team here is trustworthy. They are credible. They know what they're doing, and they can handle everything that you need. So I'm going to leave a link to a questionnaire in the description box of this video, and you can answer those questions, and somebody will get back to you in 2 to 3 days. If you're planning to travel to Roatan and you need help planning your trip, my team is also skilled in organizing your trips, from your flights. We can book your fare, your cruise ship. We can get you car rentals, and of course organize your tours so you can get to know the place and the people. All right. And last but not least, if you are considering bi-coastal living in general, if you're considering spending some time abroad, whether it be part-time, even if you only spend a couple of weeks out of the year outside of the United States, but you don't know how to get started, how to establish yourself abroad, considering purchasing my ebook for just $25. I have some tips that no matter where you're coming from or what you're going through, you could be married, single, business, non-business. There are certain things that I learned along this 14-year journey that can really be a shortcut into making this transition smoother for you. I put it inside of this book. I talk heavily about digital marketing and leveraging digital marketing, getting dual citizenship, simple logistics to think about. And I also share part of my testimony, because I do know that in going through a certain process, there are things that you learn that are general pieces of advice that you can learn from. So I put that all in my book for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.